question I wanted to ask you was about your show at the Photography Museum, because they don't appear to be all from one body of work, the pictures that you have in there. So I was wondering what the kind of connecting red thread was.
Oh my gosh.
Like.
Yeah, that's a really, I think that's like kind of a complicated question to see how those bodies of work connect. And I think it was something, a decision that I had made in collaboration with the curator Aura Sekla of that show, to kind of show more of a cross section of work rather than just all of the photographs that I made with my brother, for example. I think, well, one thing that's really in common with almost all of the works in the show is that I'm in them, almost all of them. Of the 14 photographs, I'm in 12 of them. So that's kind of the simple answer. But I think, I don't know, I think for me in a lot of my work, there's kind of a desire for a connection somehow, and that connection is usually between myself and something else. And often I think that the thing that I'm connecting with, that there's kind of a psychological doubling happening. So I think like the kind of like finding and identifying with my brother or with the landscape, or kind of doubling between myself and a member of my family. Like there's kind of this seeking of connection that maybe isn't always, how would I say it, that kind of isn't always the most healthy thing or the most successful attempt, that there's something about it that is maybe slightly dysfunctional or but earnest, still sincere. I'm not sure.
Sure.
But I'm curious, yeah, how someone else would see it, because for me it's hard to step back to see all the work. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that definitely clarifies it for me, especially the pictures from Finland, I think. You've got the big ice sculpture around your head.
I made that one in Chicago, actually. Yeah. It's really cold in December in Chicago.
But was that somehow inspired by your stay here then?
I think so. Yeah, the Ice Queen photograph, I mean, it's definitely meant to kind of complete that series of photographs that I made of the queens and the crowns, the headdresses. But I had made the other two earlier on in the year when I was in Finland, so the juniper crown and the lichen crown. And I kind of had, actually I tried to make an ice crown last March when I was doing a very short residency in Norway on a glacier there. It was through the Art Academy. There was kind of this exchange thing that I was able to do, but it was really, really unsuccessful. I was trying to make a crown out of these icicles, and working with ice is very, very complicated.
Wow, I can imagine.
And so it was, I was kind of freezing myself, working outdoors with my bare hands and these icicles, but you can just imagine, so I kind of wanted for a really long time to make this ice crown. And
Great.
Eventually ended up making it in Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all right. What about what you've been doing during residency? Want to tell us about it?
Yeah, when I first arrived, I was putting up the exhibition at the museum, and that took a lot of energy, even though I wasn't, physically the person installing it. It was kind of, it took up a lot of time. So the first 2 weeks I was doing that, and then right after that I installed an exhibition in Trondheim, a collaborative show that was all new work that I did in collaboration with 4 other artists who are all living in the States. And then immediately after that I installed the show here at the HIAP project space. And that was also a group show that I had organized, and then and that was centered on the theme of the magic of the artist studio. And that was kind of something I was considering the whole time I was in my residency, of kind of having this amazing space here at HIAP and wanting to make use of the height of the ceiling, for example, and wanting to make a giant sculpture and wanting to make the most of this time here. And out of that exploration actually came this new photograph of myself levitating in my studio that you've seen. And that was kind of unexpected. That kind of came to me, but it was kind of early on, there was just kind of a lot of activity, and I think after that I was able to kind of relax a little bit and kind of use the residency more as kind of a place to reflect more on my practice. And I think out of that is coming a new project that I was hoping to perform next week with my brother, but actually might happen either in Chicago this spring or maybe again in Helsinki at the end of August. So we're postponing it because it's turning into kind of like a larger project. But that's exciting to be able to leave this residency and have something happening from it. So I was kind of able to use that space kind of as like this residency to be able to start something new, which is exciting.
Great. Okay, thank you.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's fine.
Ketos.